All right, so I normally would set up out in the workbench, but I need more light um, and just a more comfortable place to work, honestly. So this is what we have. This is kit bashed out of what's left from the cold storage facility, Northeast Distribution and Cold Storage. So I'm going to add a room right there where I've blacked out the windows. So obviously, whenever you're going to light something, it's always better to light just a room than the entire building because you can control light seepage by painting it black in the area that you're going to light up. So the window frames, I had to take the glass out and paint the window frames black on the outside and the inside, which is good because I wanted the trim to be black anyway. It was just that plastic gray. And the glass is just the plastic clear styrene that came with the kit. So that'll work. And I put that in place using this Tester's clear cement. It's that window making stuff. I like it because it dries crystal clear if it's not on too thick. So I just put it around the edge of those windows because if you use CA or like a Tester's cement, it gets the plastic all foggy, as you probably know. So this stuff is a great alternative to anchor your windows. So what else did I do? I also leveled out. Let me get this in a position where I can show you. If I can get close enough, I put pieces of flat plastic around the window because there's some indentations. There's support struts here, so I had to then fill in the gaps above and below the window because I'm gonna seat the room right up against the window here, and I don't want any light to leak out. I mean, I could seal it with plastic putty, and I probably will. So this is what I've gotten so far. It's just sort of the rudimentary structure of the room that will go. There's a lot of parts here because I'm working on some other things, but this is the room that you'll see through those windows. It's all just scrap pieces and parts from other kits. Actually, if you notice that line through the wall, it's this exterior wall that I had left over, and the floor is just a piece of, I think, roof from another building. And the door comes from one of my kits. So the idea will be this is an entry lobby through those big glass windows. And on this side, there'll be a nice big curved desk with a seat. I'll put a person sitting there. And then over here against this wall, there'll be a little couch and a coffee table in the middle. So it's where people come in, and I'll put some magazines and whatnot on the coffee table, and then on the back wall I'll put a big Province and Worcester logo. And so the idea is people would come in here. There's a administrative desk there. Then you can walk through this door and go into the main facility where there's cubicles and whatever goes on in the regional office. And I'll probably make a little computer that goes on the desk. All just scratch built out of styrene scraps, and get them all painted, and then just glue them to the floor. So that's why I wanted a piece of floor that was colored styrene but not painted, because I want to be able to cement right onto it. So that's a nice light gray. I painted the walls dark gray on the back as well to keep any light bleed from happening. And wherever you have big gaps, you just take that Tester's putty. Do I have it anywhere around here? I do. This is what I like to use. It's the plastic putty. There's a million different kinds, but I use that. And so yeah, once that thing is done, furnished, I'll drill holes. I'll put 2 LED lights in there, and then I will affix it to the inside there. So when you look in those 2 windows, you're going to see, basically looks like you're looking into the lobby of the building, and it'll be lit up. So that'll give the building a nice finished, realistic look to it. So we'll start working on the furnishings. Okay, time for an update on what's going on here. Let's see if we can get the lighting. So I've got a couch that's got to be painted. I've got a potted plant. My wife says it's a ficus, so I'll buy that. Then I've got a coffee table that I've made with some papers and books on it, and that's gonna be white, but I'm gonna paint probably the legs will be silver. Lighting is a little bad here, but I've got a little garbage can, and I've got a desk, one of those rounded kind of corporate looking desks. So that'll be in here. Have a computer that's going to go on that desk. Got some figures that'll go in there as well. This dude's going to be sitting I haven't made the chair yet, but he'll be sitting at the chair. And I'll probably have one of these crew guys standing, talking to him. And what else? Drill the holes for the LEDs. I'm going to put some signage on the walls in there. What I do for signage is I find logos on the internet and just print it out on white paper. So on the back wall there'll be a P&W logo. Haven't figured out what size yet. And then those are authorized personnel only signs that'll go on that back door there in the entryway. So yeah, it's coming together. All right. Hopefully you can see that. Got the office all finished out. Got the couch. There's a coffee table with some books, papers on it. Got the plant potted in the background. We've got signage on the wall and the door. There's a railroad worker there standing, talking to the guy at the desk. Curved desk and a garbage bin, and in the back I made a little cardboard box that's open and a computer screen, just black paper over that, and a little office chair. And that's just one of those, the guy sitting there is one of those Broadway limited engineer figures, but when it's inside a scene like that, you're really not going to be able to tell. It's just a guy sitting there. So that is the office scene. So we'll let that dry, and I'll put the lights in the top and put it inside the building. Okay, here it is lit. Basically, I have two micro LEDs coming through holes drilled in the ceiling, and that's just enough light for that scene. So they're kind of like can lights, and these ones happen to have built-in resistors, so that'll be hooked up. And then I put legs on the bottom of this box, so basically it's modular. Just slide it up into the window so that it goes in there and you don't have to glue it in case you ever need to get into it, service it. So anyway, we'll light it up on the layout. Okay, let's see how it came out. You can see some of the details in the window there. Now if we turn on the light switcher, same one that turns on these lights, you can see that go on. So it's not super bright. I've got those micro LEDs, they're kind of a warm, and the plastic windows aren't super clear, but that's just how they came in the kit, in the Walthers kit. But it's good, it's subtle. So you've got, you can see in the background there, the door. Inside the lobby, there's a guy standing inside the lobby. There's the potted plant and the couch back there. There's the guy at the desk with a computer screen. There's a P&W logo up on the wall. Trash bin. He's got an open cardboard box behind him. So it's good to have a lot of detail because it's just interesting for people that are passing by and looking at the layout a little bit more depth. And the way I scale these things is I just take a little guy, an HO scale guy, and I've seen a lot of other folks do that as well. I took that guy that's in the office there in the orange uniform, and then I took the guy that's sitting down at the desk, and I just used those to scale all the furniture. You don't really need to go crazy with an HO ruler. Just use your eyes. It's a bit of art. So yeah, now that office building looks a lot more complete, and it makes that whole center section of the layout much more interesting to me. Hope you like it. Take care. Be well.